So I did a video this morning which I found out that my microphone wasn't working. So this time I'm hoping it is. And what I'm going to be doing is working on the Discovery 4. I'm replacing the battery. Now, I've already done the work, so I'm not going to redo the work. And trust me, lifting a 25 kilo battery out of there at waist height, you don't want to do that twice in a day. But what I'll do is I'll use some of the footage from earlier, but I'll have to
rehash some of the voice side of things.
But what I can tell you is that you only need two spanners, an 8mm and a 10mm, or socket set. They make it a bit easier. After that, it's a piece of cake. And I'll walk you through how we do it.
So I've removed the top cover from the battery and the fuse box, and you can see the brace over the top of the battery, the fuse box on the right. We don't have to get rid of any of that plastic work at the bottom of the windscreen like you do on, say, the Range Rover L322. Just 3 bolts you can see here that hold that brace in place. So we're just going to undo those, and then we've just got to undo the 2 on the terminals, and it should just lift straight out. So best laid plans, all right, let's get cracking. So speeding up the footage here because it is fairly simple stuff. Just going to remove the 2 tie-down rods, and you'll see later that they're actually quite different lengths. They're handed, you can't get that wrong. And then the little nut that holds the bracket down itself, so we just remove that out of the way, keep it safe. Then just undo the terminals. Obviously, just be aware this is a live battery still, so you have to be careful. The positive terminal was a bit stuck on the post, a little bit of grease underneath. It's got a sort of a suction on it, but that came out with a little bit of levering, and the negative one has been off many, many times when I've done work on the car. So that was nice and easy. So we just hold them out. Just move that out of the way. Just the sound effect there of what it was like. Battery tray, nice and clean, nothing to do there. So what we're going to do now is look at the new battery, and what I do routinely is write the date that I fit it. And you can see I've written it there, so it's in full view for me later or the next. Obviously that was no effort whatsoever. I love lifting up 25 kilo batteries at waist height multiple times. And so yeah, we're just putting it into place, making sure that we can plug everything in. The battery breather tube goes in first, that's very important. Then the negative terminal, we'll tie that down, and then the positive terminal as well. And then after that, we're going to put the brace down as well, and just tighten it bit by bit, make sure it's all secure, because what you don't want is a battery moving about, of course. So let's just watch me do the rest of that. Now that the brace has gone on the top, I'll show you how different the lengths are. You can see there, look. So the long one on the outer side of the battery towards the road, and then the inner one is the shorter one. You can't get that wrong, literally you can't get that wrong. And then just the little nut as well, just to hold that bracket in place. So let's get it all nicey-tighty, and then we're going to put the battery cover back on the top, making sure not to snap any of the little plastic bits, and then we're done. Now we're going to plug in the GAP IID tool, scan the faults, not too many actually, but I have been clearing them. And now we're going to reset the system to say it's had a new battery. So we go to the service menu, battery replacement, click yes, click continue, and off it goes, does its thing. It switches the car on and off, and the only thing we'll have to do at the end of this, obviously it will clear all the faults, and the one thing that you'll need to change is the one touch mechanism on the window. So we pull up to pull the window all the way up, then we release it, and then we pull it up again, there's a little click, and then you test it, and it works. Check it out. So I'm just off on a test drive of the Discovery after having done the battery replacement. Everything seems good. It cranked nice and strong. There's no bleep or error messages, of course. And also the stop-start function has come back to life. And clearly when the battery is on its way out, the car knows that and will shut down certain functions like that. So that's good. Everything's fine. In a few days' time, after a few more miles, I'll take the cover off and just check the tightness of those terminals once it's been in transit a little bit, just see what that's like. But so far, so good.